My name is Betty. I'm the B in the PB&J, part of your show today. And Pam and I decided to start a podcast and just talk about ourselves, who we are, what we do, what about us you might find interesting. We happen to be, I'm going to start with myself again. My name is Betty. I am 52 years old and I was born and raised in Miami from Cuban parents. And Pam, do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Pamela Anderson. I am 54 years old, just a tad bit older than Betty. Betty and I have been friends for over 35 years. And we just want to talk about ourselves, what we're doing, where we're going, how things are being, what are we, Betty? Gen Xers?
We are Gen Xers. And basically, this podcast is about how we got here, how we decided to do this, and what we have moving forward, our goals, our aspirations. We definitely fit the very many demographics of a wide audience. I am single, never been married, do not have any kids.
I'm married, 23 years, one kid, two stepkids. All girls.
So definitely a lot of different perspectives on things. I am of the perspective that there's a reason why God didn't give me kids, because I just don't think I have the patience for them.
I think you would have been very patient. You were very patient in the delivery room with me. So I think you would have been patient being a mother.
Yeah, in small doses. You can put your doggy in a crate and go out and run errands. You can't do that with your kid.
Well, you can, but people frown upon that.
They call DCF on you. So we all handle things differently. So you're definitely going to get two different perspectives when you listen to us. This is our first show. We wanted to talk about why we decided to do this. And we have a lot of things that are constantly going on in our brains.
Yes.
And we thought, well, why shouldn't others
know about this?
know about what we have going on in our brains? We recently got back from a cruise to Alaska. So
a bucket list cruise, which my husband says that was all that I get on the bucket list. But hopefully we'll have some more cruises. We already are planning one in 2 years, right, Betty? Where are we going?
Yes, we're doing the British Isles. We have lofty travel goals. We may have, but we are, what is it that they say? Champagne dreams on a beer budget.
Yes. We plan ahead so that we can ball on a budget.
And we do. Trust me, we do. But so we just got back from our trip to Alaska and it was fantastic. We were a group of 17. Lots and lots of fun. It was amazing. We got to do some incredible things.
What was your favorite part of Alaska? What did you like best about the trip?
I loved going to, and this wasn't even part of the cruise. I love everything about the cruise because you get to see things that we're not familiar with because we're from South Florida.
Yeah.
But
Bainbridge
Island. Bainbridge.
Well, you said next year that's what you want to do is go to Bainbridge for the summer and rent a house.
Well, that's what Mim said she wanted to do. And then we were invited to come and stay.
Oh, Mim's doing it? Oh, well, that's even better. I like that.
Because even though it's on our bucket list, our bucket is more of the Home Depot orange bucket.
Yes.
Kind of budgets. And if you know about the Home Depot orange bucket, then you know. We fell in love with Bainbridge Island. It was beautiful. But going back to just the planning of the trip.
Yeah.
And if you are like us, or if you're from a warm climate and you're going somewhere that it's cold, you have no idea what you're going to pack. I try to pack very efficiently because I hate overpacking. But let's talk about Pam's packing.
Okay. I pack everything. I packed for winter. I packed for summer. I packed for rain. I had hiking boots, which I don't like to walk, so I don't even know why I had hiking boots, but I had them and I did wear them around the house, but I didn't wear them on the trip. We did take 4 large suitcases, 2 carry-ons.
Don't forget to mention the one that you had to buy in Seattle.
Okay, well, we took We took 3 large suitcases, bought a 4th because I think we were well over the 50 limit per bag because we had to take some winter clothes. And then we had swimsuits and outfits and evening gowns. My husband was going to do a whole photo shoot that we did not do. So maybe we'll do that for the British Isles, or we'll do that next year when we go to, what is it, the Southern Caribbean?
Oh, the Southern Caribbean, yeah.
So I have so much stuff for that trip that I'm still unpacking. And when did we come back? On the 30th? And today is what?
We got back on the 28th, and today is the 13th or the 14th.
No, we got back on the 30th. We got off the ship on the 28th. We got back.
Oh, that's right. We did get back on the 30th.
On the
You're
30th,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
But since I'm going out of town at the end of the month, I'm just going to use some of those clothes that I didn't wear for the next trip. So I think that's kind of efficient. Don't you think so?
May I ask you, of all the clothes that you took, how many did you actually wear?
I probably wore at least 10 outfits.
How many outfits did you take?
Maybe 23, because I kind of pared down. And then some things were kind of dual. You know, like you could wear, I had like 5 shirts and a pair of pants that could go with all the 5 shirts. And I might have worn one of the shirts. I had a method to my madness.
It was a true madness.
And I do feel bad because I didn't make my husband, but he did put some things back because we had too much stuff. They don't think I took anything back. And then I took a whole lot of makeup and different products, like for my skincare that I put on the back of the door that I never used, but it did look really nice in the room. And yeah.
So this is essentially Pam and I's relationship. Since we were like 13 years old.
Yeah.
It's truly 2 different things. I would say kind of like the yin and yang, like we're sitting here now.
But do you think you're more organized than I am? Or
I'm a hot mess express.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, you look organized.
It's smoke and mirrors, baby.
I mean, I don't look organized at all. I don't think I do.
You're not.
No,
no, you're not.
I don't come off as organized?
No. Well, you do come up as organized because I think you're very articulate when you discuss certain things that are going on with your life.
But it's a lot of disorganization going on.
But yeah, there's a lot of disorganization.
But if you ever need anything, I'm sure I have it.
Oh, yeah. I could probably ask you where your Mary Kay's lipstick is that you bought when you were selling Mary Kay like 5 years ago, and you'd know where it is.
Well, I actually have the bag right here. But and I am selling it again. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Because to help pay for trips. But I haven't so much. Would you like to buy some Mary Kay?
I can. I'm saving for our British Isles trip.
I need some better friends. I'm going to call Mim.
Yeah, you need friends that have money. These friends are broke. But so we decided to, I think going back, did we ever even answer why we were doing this podcast?
Well, I started talking about a podcast that I was doing, and then you're doing a lot of stuff on the internet, on the TikToky. And we were talking about that and me not being techno savvy. And then I said, would you you want to do a podcast? You want to come on my podcast? And then you were like, well, let's do our own podcast. And then how did we come up with the name? Did we?
I think, was it when we were at
were we eating?
Pike's Market, whatever it's called, the one in Seattle, that we saw the little sign?
No, we picked the name PB&J before we saw the sign.
And then we saw the sign.
And then we took a picture with the sign.
I think because we were trying to figure out what our podcast was going to be all about. Was it, Gen Xers?
Yeah.
Latchkey kids? I know I was a latchkey kid. I know Pam was a latchkey kid. Did you come home from school when nobody was home?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you ever lose your key?
No, because we never locked my house.
You didn't lock your house?
No, we always had the back door unlocked.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, my God.
We always had the back door unlocked.
I mean, do you sleep with it open?
No, I lock it at night. But when I was a kid, we always kept the back patio door unlocked so we can come in and out of the house.
So they didn't trust you with a key?
I think we just It was one of those that my parents put a lock on there and then they lost the key and then they never got around to changing the lock to get a new key. So we just never had a key for that lock.
I don't know, Betty. I think they didn't trust you all with a key.
I don't know.
Because I had a key and I would lose my key all the time, but I would find it and I would have to walk back to school the way I came to find the key. Because don't you remember the keychain I used to have with all those keys on it? It was really long and big. So you would find that. I don't know what those keys were for.
I don't know why you had so many keys.
I don't know what those other keys were for.
Because it wasn't for cars, because you didn't even drive.
No, I don't know what those keys were for. It was only one for the door. And then there were other just keys that probably found in the house. And that was kind of weird when I think about it.
Weird. That was kind of weird. No, we did not have keys because we always left the back sliding glass door open.
That's kind of crazy. And I never knew that about you, that y'all just had the door just wide open.
Yeah.
Now, I do know whenever I come to your house, I just open the door. But
because when we're in the house, we always have the side door. People come in and out all the time. But we're home. When we leave, we lock it. Well,
I guess I shouldn't talk about that because I don't lock doors very well. And I get in trouble about that all the time. But that's a whole nother, we don't want to talk.
That's a whole other issue.
That's a whole nother issue.
So we decided to do this just because we wanted to give our audience a different perspective. Some people are going to identify with me. Some people are going to identify with Pam. How we got here. We just thought we had an interesting perspective on life, on things, on decisions we've made in life. That might be interesting. I'm in a part of my life right now. I'm not married, like I said. I don't have any kids.
Do you regret I never asked you that. Did you regret not having kids?
Sometimes I do. Now that I'm older, this might sound selfish. It does sound selfish, but I don't care. Now that I'm older, I feel I'm going to be an old lady and there's not going to be anybody to take care of me because I didn't have any kids.
Yeah, but you have nieces and nephews and stuff, right?
I don't have nieces and nephews. My brother never had kids either.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, my God.
But then I start thinking, there's people that have kids and their kids don't take care of them anyway. So maybe I would have had kids and they would have been ungrateful little bastards.
That's true. Because you can have about 5 kids and only one of them's going to be there to help.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't have had 5 kids because we wouldn't have had money for that. But in all seriousness, there's a part of me that does worry when I get older. Not having that, I do have a large extended family. Yeah. But again, they are an extended family.
When I think of like Monica and them, I think of them like
because
siblings.
Monica's my goddaughter and Natalie's my cousin, but she could be my niece because of the age difference. Yeah. So there is that there. I think there's that part. Yeah. But I regret more not having kids for my mother's sake. Because my mother would have loved being a grandmother.
Oh, yeah, she would have really.
Because she loves kids and she would have had more kids. If not because her and my dad always had kind of like a crazy marriage. Yeah. She would have had more children. Yeah. So I know she would have loved to have had grandkids. Yeah. That's one thing that I regret. Yeah. Not giving her at least one grandchild because she would have loved that. Oh, yeah. But that wasn't when I was at the age that I could have had them. I was thinking it wasn't the right time for me. I was living here. I was living in the Virgin Islands, and it just wasn't like it wasn't an opportunity. Yeah. And then I definitely didn't want to have kids into my 40s. Yeah, because by then all my friends who had kids, the kids were grown, and then who wants to hang out with Betty, who's got to be dealing with like babysitters and shit. Because been there, done that. Get yourself friends that have little kids.
Yeah, I guess. I wish I had more kids, but I do and I don't. And I think it would have been nice to have at least, I have 3 girls, but like a boy, I really wanted a boy. But now that I've got Coco, I realize maybe having another kid wouldn't have been a good idea because I don't know if I would have had the patience for another kid. Because Michaela was a handful.
Yeah, she was.
She was a handful.
And sometimes, you know what? I truly believe that just God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And sometimes maybe I would have been an awful mother. I don't know.
I think you would have been great. I think you would have been a little strict though.
Probably. Well, my parents weren't strict with me.
Yeah, but you're not as patient as they were. I don't think.
Oh no, I don't have the patience that my
Yes.
mom has.
Yeah, so you.
No way in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only thing that I don't regret. So
Yeah.
now at this stage in my life, I'm looking to retire. You know, I have a mortgage that I still have to pay off. I've
Yeah.
got debt. I've got all sorts of things. I'm living like, you know, I got all this money going on cruises, as you can hear.
Yeah.
And so I really need to start thinking about what else
Yeah.
I can do,
Mhm.
because I don't want to work into my 70s.
Yeah.
I don't have, you know, a spouse's income or a significant, other's
Yeah.
income that I can count on, or retirement or pension or whatever.
Yeah.
So I probably should have started thinking about it 10, 15 years ago, but, you know, they say 50 is the new 30.
I don't know who said that.
They said it.
They who? You
I
say
saw
that all
it.
the time, but I have never heard 50 is the new 30.
Yes, I'm going to find it.
But who's gonna say it? They, like, People
Yes, I'm gonna
Magazine
find
said
it.
it. Who said it?
No, you can't be trusting People Magazine after what happened. I still feel so bad about that.
Oh God, yeah. Richard Simmons passed away. Was yesterday?
He passed away yesterday,
And on his birthday,
which was Friday.
People Magazine said that he felt lucky to be alive. And then when I looked at it yesterday, it said that was 21 hours ago, and then 20 minutes ago, dead. So you guess he was lucky.
I mean, I know we shouldn't laugh about it, but damn,
he probably would laugh at that. I think he was a pretty fun
guy.
And
if he didn't, what are you gonna do? Listen, if you can't laugh at shit,
yeah,
I would spend my whole life crying.
Yeah.
But so I started going on social media, just trying to figure out a way how to monetize social media and online with TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and all of those fun things. Because I really feel especially our generation, we didn't grow up with cell phones or internet.
Yeah.
We had to teach ourselves how to use it.
And some of us still don't know how.
Some of us, you're right, are still non-savvy, but that's okay.
You even did a cooking video the other day.
I did do a cooking video the other day on my 90-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I have ADD, and my social media kind of like
but I
looks
really
like my ADD.
I really liked how you did it. It was really nice, and the food did look very colorful.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really cool.
That was a thing. That was on my other Instagram, where I'm doing the 90 days challenge and some UGC content. The 90 days clean.
The 90 days clean.
Clean.
Now, did you do
challenge.
that because you were unclean on the cruise?
I don't think I ate as bad on the cruise as I would have otherwise. I definitely drank more than I normally do. I drank every day, which I don't drink every day.
Yeah.
But you're on a cruise.
Yeah.
And you have the drink package.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
So you got to get your money's worth.
Yeah. And I think we got our money's worth. I know I got my money's worth.
I mean, so yeah, I gained about 4 pounds.
I only gained 2.
That's great.
Yeah.
I gained 4. I've only lost 1. But whatever, that's okay.
I think
one that I lost and one that I didn't gain, that's 2 pounds.
Okay, but that's pretty good, because we were gone for 12 days.
Yeah. And we
ate out every day. I mean, like.
But I think we did a lot of walking. We did a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Because you would have never walked a half a mile unless I would have told you that it was only a 12-minute walk.
Yeah, no, I would not have walked that. I would have gotten an Uber, one of those little rickshaws or whatever. I would have done something. I wouldn't have walked that.
So
but I was very proud.
You did. And then what
did
you get at the end of your journey? Alaskan king crabs. Definitely worth the 12-minute walk.
That you didn't even take a picture of.
No, you're right. I completely forgot. I was freezing by the time we got there.
It was cold that day. No, I was
walking out. I was cold. That walk.
Oh no, I was hot. I think
that's why I had the soup. I was freezing.
Well, you had the soup because it came with the soup.
Yes, but I ate the soup first because I needed to cool down.
Oh, I
needed to warm up. I was freezing.
That's why I got one of your crab legs, because you ate the soup, and I was like, oh, that was a rookie mistake.
I know it was a rookie mistake.
Yeah, you eat the crab first, and you save whatever after.
I know. That'll teach me.
Yeah.
For next time.
So,
anyway, I didn't want to. Yes, we're also sitting here having wine.
Yes. You're having a Pinot. I'm having a Moscato.
No, it's not Moscato, but it's like a sparkling pineapple wine.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm having the Pinot Noir. So, I thought, again, being from our generation, we didn't grow up with this.
Yeah.
But then there's, 20-something-year-olds right now and even 30-year-olds
that are making a big
that are
money.
making a lot of money
Yeah.
on here. And not for nothing. I may not be the brightest bulb, but I'm not dim.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can figure it out, I can figure it out.
But they
grew up with it.
They never didn't have it.
Exactly. So I think, and if you want to come at me, I don't care. But I think we actually have our intelligence level
is a little higher.
I don't care
because they can't count. Because they can't count in their head.
They can't count on the heads and they can't write in cursive. Yeah. But besides that, we taught ourselves to do this.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we didn't even have computer class. I took a typing class.
You didn't have computers in high school?
No, I took typing on an IBM typewriter.
No, I had a computer class in high school, and we did I don't even remember.
What did you do? Play Pong?
No, we had to do like a little code. We had to put in these little codes and a bunch of little symbols, and then it made like a little dancing thing with the black screen and the green writing and stuff like that. Yeah, I did that.
Where'd that get you?
Nowhere. I probably should have taken the typing class because
I took typing.
I type awful.
I took typing because, that's what I figured. And then the first 2 years of college, we did all of our papers on a typewriter.
Well, you did
on one typewriter.
You did all of our
that
papers.
Pam and I shared.
Yeah, you did all of our papers on a typewriter.
Pam would write her papers and I would type them up.
Or
Pam would write our papers.
Yeah, both,
and I would type them up.
Yes.
That's
See,
what
so
we
I
did.
didn't need typing.
No, you had me.
Because I had a secretary.
She had a secretary. She had me.
And a chauffeur.
I
had it pretty good.
Yeah. Let's not even go there with that story. So I thought, we've taught ourselves to get to this point.
Yeah.
We can definitely figure out how it works to monetize it.
Yeah.
And so last summer, I just started looking into it and seeing what I could do and what it was going to be all about.
Yeah.
I had issues with my dad and his health.
Yeah.
And then when he passed away in January, I thought, I'm just going to really figure it out because this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Yeah. I don't want to continue to work for somebody else. There's a way to make so much out there with so many things, and I want to figure out how to monetize it.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and then that's when, you said, "Oh, I have a podcast." I said, "Well, hot damn. Let's figure it out." Because everybody and their mother has a podcast, and I'm everybody and you're a mother, so we can totally do it.
So wait, but are you making money on your TikToky?
I'm not making money on my TikToky yet. I mean, I have made some, not enough to quit my job.
Okay.
Unfortunately. But that is eventually the goal.
Okay.
Is to have multiple streams of income through.
Are you selling stuff?
I've got a TikTok shop. I've got UGC, which is user-generated content creation for brands that I'm doing. And then I'm monetizing on a couple of other digital products.
Oh, okay.
But nothing enough to make it, substantial yet.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, I decided to do it at the end of January, but I want to say I didn't really go whole hog
you had a lot
into
going
it till really May.
Yeah.
To figure it out. But the more I figure it out, the more stuff there's out there.
Are you still doing the charcuterie boards?
I am. Marty, one of our girlfriends, and I are still doing that because of everything that went on with my dad and everything. I kind of put it to the back burner.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I really need to push again. So,
because that seems like something fun to do.
I love it. I loved it. I loved it. And I need to push it a lot more because it's a great business to have.
Yeah.
And we just really need to put more time in there. But I'm really trying to establish this.
Yeah.
And get that audience going.
Yeah.
So that I can also push on that. It's like my life is an ADD brain.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of why I started, one of the reasons why I kept myself busy trying to do the charcuterie business and social media and everything else was to keep my brain busy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't think about my dad's passing.
Yeah.
Because it was very difficult.
Yeah.
And so I know at some point I may crash.
Yeah.
I am all about mental health, and I do need assistance.
Yeah.
And that's something that's also I'm trying to work on.
Yeah.
Because I think I just decided I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this because I needed to keep busy.
Yeah. And it was bringing you joy.
And it was bringing me happiness.
Yeah.
And it still does. So that's why, I decided, to come and that's where I am in my life right now. How about you? Why did you decide to go and have a podcast?
Well, I think I have so much to say.
Wah, wah, wah.
I just thought it would be something fun to do, just something fun, something to look back at maybe one day and go, that was cool. I don't know. I don't know if I have that much to bring to the world. And I'm kind of guarded about things that I would say, because you don't want to get, what do they call it when you get blackballed or whatever?
What is it that they're doing to people?
I can't remember. That's another thing about being 54. You forget a lot of words.
I forget stuff all the time.
Do you think that that's normal? Or is that menopause? Or is that...
I think like there's a pregnant brain. I think there's a menopause brain. I really do.
But our parents never talked about stuff like that. Did your mother ever discuss stuff like that with you?
I didn't even realize when my mother went through menopause.
Yeah, they didn't talk about stuff like that.
It was like nothing.
And maybe they talked about it with their friends.
My mother never even... Even when I got my first period, my mother never even talked to me about it. I guess she figured because she could tell, that it was going to happen. And so she had bought things, for me to have. Pads, not things, just pads.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was home when I got it. And I called her to the bathroom and she was like, oh, don't worry about it. I got something for you here. She's like, you put it like this on the... And I was like, okay. And that was kind of like, move on with your life.
I think it's so funny because we were raised so different. I'm not saying me and you, but our generation is like so different than like Michaela. Like I had to show her how to use everything, had to talk to her way before, because I know she would have freaked out before. Even when she's used a tampon, she wanted me to help her put it in. And I was like, oh, this is just too much,
Michaela, by the way, folks, is her daughter.
But she needed a lot of hand holding. And I don't think we needed that kind of hand holding.
No, we didn't.
The kids need
we
now.
Didn't.
We were pretty user friendly.
We were. I mean, I don't remember. Like you hear about like helicopter parents.
Yeah.
My parents were not helicopter parents.
Our parents were working.
But even like on the weekends or in the summer when we were out of school, it was like, go do stuff. Like my mother would be so upset if she came home from work on like during summer and all we did was just sit in front of the TV and watch cartoons.
Yeah.
I would watch soap operas.
Yeah.
She would be so upset because she's like, you didn't even get out of the house. You did it. And I was like, so if she was home.
Yeah.
My mother was a hairdresser. She's retired now. So with the customers that she had were all snowbirds.
Yeah. So
she would take the month of July off. And she would spend the month of July with us.
Yeah.
So I remember getting up in the morning and she would, breakfast, there was no breakfast. Like there was milk in the refrigerator and there was Rice Krispies or Frosted Flakes. I don't know, take your pick. And you just made your own bowl of cereal with milk. You ate it and then it was like, get out of the house. I don't want to see you. Like, don't be here in the house.
Your mom didn't fix breakfast? My mom fixed breakfast.
No, my mom fixed breakfast on Sunday mornings.
No, I think my mom fixed breakfast on Saturday and Sunday. And my dad cooked every night.
My mom cooked every night. But my mom being a hairdresser, she worked on Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
So
she
Saturdays...
she wasn't even home probably.
She wasn't home on Saturdays. Yeah. So it was usually my dad, and my dad would bring us McDonald's.
Where did your dad work, Betty?
My dad worked for years. My dad always drove dump trucks.
Oh, okay.
He worked construction. So actually he worked for the company that built I-75.
Oh, okay.
Like around like Miami Lakes, Miramar area.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to drive stick shift.
Oh.
Because the 75 was closed.
Uh-huh.
I knew it was completed.
Uh-huh.
because my dad worked for the company that did it. So I
Yeah.
knew the road was completed, but
Uh-huh.
they had it blocked off.
Yeah.
So my brother had gotten a brand new Mustang,
Oh,
and it was 5-speed.
I remember that Mustang.
And I was like, I'll be damned if I don't learn how to drive, because I had like a jalopy, and my
Yeah.
brother went and convinced my dad to buy him a brand new freaking Mustang. And I was like, what the hell? So I remember my cousin took me for a drive, and we got on 75 before it was opened.
Oh, wow.
And that's where he taught me how to drive stick shift.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Just out there. That wouldn't have been
Because
funny.
they didn't have cameras or any of that stuff. I'm sure kids can't do that today because they would get arrested.
You can't even go to Miami-Dade and learn how to and practice out there in Miami-Dade anymore because they have it blocked off.
Seriously?
Yeah, I took Michaela to practice out there, and it was blocked off, and you can't go on at night or on the weekends, because that's where I learned how to drive. I think. Well, you want to tell that story, Betty, about me getting my driver's license?
No, Pam never really cared about getting her driver's license because she had people to drive her around, me, or she would take the bus.
Yeah,
I never had the patience to take the bus.
the bus was fun, and the bus driver was so nice. He would pick me up at the house when I was
instead of the corner.
Yeah.
That was nice.
He would honk the horn and
that
stuff.
That was nice.
And I would bring him little snacks and stuff.
Oh, that's why. See, when I turned 15, if you're a Cuban girl in Miami and you turn 15, you get a big quinceañera party.
Yes.
My mom said, and these are big debut in society. I mean, it's a coming out like,
Yeah.
It's like tens of thousands of dollars for these damn parties.
Oh, yes.
And my mom asked me, do you want a big quince party? Or do you want to go on a cruise?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you turn 16, we'll buy you a car.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, no. We want a car. Because the party's one night. In my mind, the car was going to be forever. So I was like, oh, no. We'll do the car.
And you didn't ask for the Mustang?
No, because I was never that child. That was my brother.
You didn't think a Mustang was going to happen, so you didn't even ask.
No, I was just happy to get a car. I told my parents, said, what would you like in your car? Back then.
It wasn't much.
There wasn't much. So I told my parents I wanted to have air conditioning and I wanted to have a radio. AM, FM radio. Because some of the cars had AM only. Yeah, exactly. So I said, I want an AM, FM radio and I want air conditioning.
Did it have a cassette player?
No.
No?
No, it just had AM, FM. It didn't even have power steering.
Oh, God. So you had to
Oh, yes. It didn't even have power steering, but that's not something I thought about asking for.
Well, maybe power steering wasn't even something that...
No, there were a lot of cars that didn't have power steering. It didn't have power windows, power locks, They had power nothing.
I'm trying to think, did my first car have power steering? I think it did.
This is the car that would turn off at the railroad tracks.
At the railroad track?
It was shut off.
What was that? Was it a Datsun?
No, it was a Pontiac 1000. It looked like a Chevette.
Oh, okay. It
was like a little egg.
Because I think my first car was a Pontiac 6000.
Yes.
You remember it was that navy blue with the burgundy top and the crushed velvet seats? Oh, those seats were so comfortable. I wish they would bring that back. That was pretty cool.
It's hot to have velvet crushed seats. Are you crazy?
But that car had really, really dark tint windows, so it might have been cool. That air conditioning was really good.
That car was fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fancy.
Yeah, it was a fancy car.
Yeah, no. Because I would have never thought, but when my brother was able to drive and he asked for a car, he convinced my dad to take him to the Ford dealership and buy a brand new Ford Mustang Red.
Yeah. And I remember didn't it have that cool alarm system?
Yes. Perimeter violation.
Yeah.
Perimeter violation. Oh,
I
remember that. But anyway, the story about driving, again, Pam didn't need to drive because I would drive everywhere. And I lived across the street. If she wanted to go somewhere, she just had to look out her window and see if my car was there.
And then call you, and then you got to answer because...
No, there wasn't even caller ID.
Did we?
No, there was no caller ID.
And we lived so close. I remember walking to your house on
your cordless.
On my cordless phone and it working the whole way there. So we lived that close.
Yeah. Walking
so I decided one day to take the license. I made an appointment. I asked you to take me. We go. We're all excited. I come out. You say, how did you do? And I say, I failed. And you just start crying.
I started crying because it was her birthday. And I was like, oh my God, you failed your driver's test on your birthday. To me, that was like the worst thing that could happen to anybody.
And I was like, it's okay.
And she was like, it's okay, I'll come back. I was like, no, it's not okay. It's your birthday. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I didn't care because I knew you were going to drive me home and drive me to school the next week.
This is why when we worked together, I won't say the name of the bank, even though the bank's not around
You can
anymore.
say Barnett.
Barnett Bank.
Barnett Bank.
She got fired because she didn't drive. She told them they needed to let me go home early so I could drive her home.
And they looked shocked. They were really, really shocked. Well, they were more shocked that I was excited when they fired me because I told them, oh my God, I was going to quit today. And because I got another job at another bank where I'm a rock star. I was a rock star at that other bank.
I know.
Because that bank, Barnett, was a workshop. That was
awful. That was a factory.
I got better pay, less hours, and they only had a few branches, so I could take my time. I never had any what do they call it when you had when they walk over? Dahlia. Wasn't her name Dahlia?
I think that was her name, like warnings and stuff.
Yeah, they come over there with your little warning paper and you got to sign it and then they show you what you made wrong. I thought that was really mean. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Every day you know I got something wrong. Why do you keep coming to me with this crap? And then
I think they were hoping you would learn.
But I wasn't the only one. There was a lot of people with errors. The errors. That's what they called it. Errors.
They called it errors.
Yeah. And then I remember going to the bathroom and somebody knocking on the door because I was in the bathroom too long. I didn't tell you about that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. They knocked on the door. I was like, y'all got 100 people in here doing the same proof operating crap. Just have somebody, I'll catch up. I mean, and they would bring piles and piles of those checks. I never had a pile of checks like that. My first pile of checks that I would probably get when I started would be the pile for the whole day. You never got more
this
piles.
Is when you worked for the other bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, the Barnett Bank was a factory.
Yeah.
It was a factory.
And they only had 2 proof operators at the other bank.
Oh my God, we had, 100?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that job was, job was hell.
I was a rock star. That's why I tell people sometimes you're somebody else's.
Sometimes you're not always somebody's cup of tea.
Yeah, and you go somewhere else and they think that you're the best thing since sliced bread or peanut butter and jelly.
So you decided, okay, so let's go back to why you decided to have a podcast. I know you said because it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But what did you want to get out of the podcast? Like what were you hoping the podcast would bring? Like, are you hoping to talk to other women? Are you hoping to engage, talk about mental health, talk about, why did you want to do this?
I don't know. I think it was just kind of a release for me just to talk about stuff. I mean, I don't know what I didn't have an end game.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was I don't think I was going to end up having a talk show one day because of it or something. Or make some crazy amount of money. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
But it's just something fun to do.
Okay. Well, in my mind, I always thought you would be great at public speaking and this forum of public speaking, because even when we were in middle school and in high school, you were always into like the crystals and the Reiki and the reflexology, and that was always like your thing.
I thought you were going to say I was into public speaking because I did a lot of that.
No, you did a lot of that, but I mean, I figured you would always want to do public speaking in the sense of helping people, because I remember you always being you were always very hippy dippy.
Well, maybe I don't think of it like that because I help people in life, like being a massage therapist. So in my off time, maybe I don't want to help. I mean, help a little bit, but I'm not trying to cure the world.
No, and me neither. I don't have those kind of lofty goals.
Yeah.
But, I think we both have been through a lot of things in our lives that made us who we are today, and why our outlook is the way it is on many things. And I think, obviously, as we move the podcast along, there's more things that are going to be revealed about us that the audience may be able to identify with.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear us laughing and joking and everything else, but, as much laughing and joking as we've done with each other, we've done a lot of crying as well with each other.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of things that, and I think it's important that, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it right now because, this is more like an introduction of, who we are. But I mean, there's, coming from like broken homes and, and, there have been sexual molestations and there have been situations that, we may have been in that were really scary for us as far as our lives and maybe being in relationships with someone who was not good to us. Who was maybe emotionally and physically, So, I mean, we have, I think you just don't wake up one day and but I think...
And get online and want to bare your soul?
Yeah, exactly. But I think what you go through a lot, and I think at 50, I see myself when I speak to the younger women in my family, where sometimes I see that they get so upset about stuff, and I'm like...
Because they think everything is so freaking important. And
it's really not.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to like, like, for example, a young lady who graduated from high school a couple years ago, who's in my life. Mm-hmm. And she was having some issues with some of her high school friends, and I said, listen, I know it's different times. When I graduated from high school, I didn't have social media. We didn't have any of that stuff. Yeah. I said, but I can count on one hand the people that I am still friends with from when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Truly. I said, and that's going to be your life. I said, they may stay always in some part of your life, but all these 20 friends that you have now, they're going to dwindle down to like 3 or 4. Yeah. And then you're going to meet a couple of other friends in college. Those are going to be your close friends. And then when you work, you're going to find some at jobs that you're going to click with. Yeah. Because you're going to have different stages of your life that you're going to click with other people. Yeah. But sometimes they think, that this, my 20 to 25 is my end all to end all. And it was like...
Yeah, but I think it's so hard losing friends because you think, like some of the friends that I lost that I had in high school, I thought we were going to be friends forever. And then we weren't. I was like, well, what did I happen? What did I do? And they outgrew me or I outgrew them. And that's kind of tough. But I don't think, even when you say it to somebody that's young like that, they don't understand.
No, they don't understand. They really don't get it. But you do have to tell them, like, this is,
And some people go and come. Like Michaela thinks if she doesn't talk to somebody in a week or two,
they're not friends.
And I told her, I said, I don't talk to your Gotti Winsome all the time, but whenever we talk for hours and hours and hours, and we catch up. Yeah. And then, and sometimes we get this chance to see each other. Sometimes we don't,
And we live in the same city.
Yeah, we live in the same city because you think you're going to be able to see people all the time. Like when we lived across the street, God, we saw each other almost every day because I just walk out the door and look out, and wave. But as you move and stuff like that, you don't get to see each other that much. Sometimes you don't talk to each other that much, but you still care about the person. But I think these young people have I think their brains are just wired a little different.
Probably. And I think, so... Again.
But how many people did you keep? You didn't even keep in touch with anybody that you graduated with, did you? Who did you who graduated in 89 that you kept in touch with?
One person, and we're not even friends anymore.
But do you think maybe you were the problem?
No, I think she was trying to convert me to her religion, and she was upset because I wouldn't convert.
Oh, I remember her. She was a nice girl, though.
She was, but she became very militant about it.
Yeah, she got...
And I was like, I'm not trying to convert you to Catholicism. Yeah. Why are you trying to convert me to what you're doing now? Yeah. Because, do you need to recruit a bunch of people? Well, then you need to just move on from me because I'm not recruitable. Yeah. But it became overwhelming. That was all when, like, she would ask me to, like, come to her house. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I show up at her house and they were having, like, a meeting. Oh, yeah. And I was like, okay, and then they would just all be like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, when you come to my house, we just hang out. Like, I'm not trying to convert you, and talk to you about the saints and the rosary and stuff. And I was just like, okay, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I don't even.
I did keep up with more people though. But I think I was more social.
You were. I mean, you were like Miss American High.
Yeah, I was pretty social.
You were.
Well, yeah.
I look at my yearbook. I was looking at my yearbook the other day, and they had, so and so Betty, let's keep in touch. You were awesome in second grade homeroom, whatever.
It didn't even have a last name. You don't know who it is.
KIT, like keep in touch, Catherine. No last name, no nothing. I'm like, I don't even know who the hell Catherine is. I don't remember being friends. I don't remember what my second grade homeroom class was.
I bet you if I went through my yearbook, I would know I would know who everybody is.
You would.
First and last name.
But I had a life outside of school.
I did too. I think I was just a lot of fun.
You loved high school.
Oh, I really did.
You loved high school.
I really loved high school. I loved it so much that I am surprised that I have not been back to do stuff at the high school because I really, really loved it.
I was ready to go to college. I had to get through high school to go to college. Like, that was my thing.
I don't know. I just enjoyed
I think I was maybe part of like maybe one or two clubs. That was about it. And it was the clubs where you didn't have to do much.
Oh, you weren't active?
No, I wasn't active.
No, I was active. I was staying after school, doing stuff, making banners, going to meetings, did the prom for the 12th graders.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that stuff. I went to class. I got to school with like the bell ringing in the morning. I was always like, a hair's ass away from being late. Or an ass hair away from being late, better said.
Oh, yeah, because I think we rode the school bus together you were in ninth and 10th.
And then in 11th, I got my car.
Well, did I stay on the bus? No, I think I started riding with Yolanda then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always had a ride, right?
Yeah. You were always a moocher.
Why am I not rich?
You were always a moocher.
I always say if I won lotto, I would get a chauffeur. I really don't like driving.
No, you never have.
Yeah.
Marty's the same way.
Yeah.
Marty was in college before she got her driver's license.
Yeah, I was too.
Because her dad was tired. Her dad was like, you're going to college. I can't be driving you to college. Like, this is ridiculous. You need to drive yourself to college. Like, you're a grown-ass adult. But I got my car for my 11th grade. And then I got that where I had enough credits where I could work.
Yeah.
Leave school early to work.
That's what I did.
So my 11th and 12th grade, I left school early to go to work. Oh. And then, so I wasn't in any of the after school, shit.
No, but I still stayed. I still stayed some days and after and did stuff.
And then the people that I hung out with were all smokers. The people that hung out in Smokers Hall, they weren't part of anything.
Yeah, they're not doing nothing.
I mean, they may have done something with their life afterwards, but in high school, they were just trying to get that 5-minute smoke break in between classes.
Yeah. Would they let y'all smoke in school?
Yeah, I could smoke in the ladies' and the girls' bathroom. I would smoke in the ladies' and the girls' bathroom.
No, so they didn't let you smoke. You just were smoking.
Yeah, but the teachers knew we smoked there. It was a haze when you walked into the girls' room.
You think they still let kids do that?
Oh, no. Hell no, they don't do that.
Well, they can't even leave out.
I don't even think they can smoke in school grounds.
No, I don't think they can even leave for lunch.
No, I don't think they can do that anymore.
See, a totally different era.
Because I don't know why. Those 4 years that I was at American High, I never once walked into the cafeteria.
Oh, I did.
Of course you did, because you were probably putting banners up and shit.
Walking around introducing myself.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Pam Gibson. What grade are you in?
Oh, God. Yeah, no. I would have... If we weren't friends, if we weren't already friends, I would have never been your friend. Because I would have been, oh my God, what a dork.
Really?
I just cannot be friends with her. I'm kind of embarrassed.
I was too friendly?
No, I would have been like, hi, nice to meet you. And then I'd be like, oh my God, like, stay away from her. She's weird.
Then I'd been like, no, you live across the street from me. I'm Pam.
I know. But thank God we were friends before we got to high school.
Yeah. But I was like that then.
But I don't know. Maybe in middle school, I just wasn't as cool in middle school. So it didn't bother me. But then once I got to high school, I was with the smokers and stuff, and I couldn't be with them.
You were the cool kids. I wasn't with the cool kids. I mean,
I don't know if they were cool, but they were the ones that smoked, and I smoked. So I was like, hey. Kind of like when I went on the cruise now.
Oh, yeah, you were out there with the smokers, too.
And they were awesome. Ask Michael how nice no. Like, ask Michael. He went out there and smoked cigars. Those were cool people.
Well, y'all had cigars and y'all had some wacky tobacco out there on the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that somebody got kicked off a cruise for having marijuana.
On our ship?
No, not on our ship. I think they were. No, I was reading an article about it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they got kicked off and had to pay their own way to get back home.
Oh yeah, once you get kicked off, that's on you.
Yeah.
I was up there. I was smoking a cigarette.
But do you notice cigarette smokers are always very friendly? Like they always will lend you a cigarette.
Oh yeah,
or whatever, because I guess they know that you're fiending for the same thing. So they're just
because
nice.
we all feel ostracized, so we kind of have like a little community. And the funny thing is, I literally quit smoking years ago.
Yeah, I was surprised you were smoking as much as you were.
But I have 2 friends that are smokers, and I only smoke when I happen to be with them. One lives in D.C., so that'll tell you how many times, I see Guille. And then Mim, who lives across the state.
Yeah.
So I don't see her very often either.
But you were smoking a lot.
Oh, yeah, I was smoking a lot because I was drinking a lot. And they kind of go together.
Yeah, they do kind of go together.
They go together. Yeah. We even got Terry up there to smoke a cigarette.
Really? Yeah, because you all smoked every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I kept thinking to myself, didn't she stop smoking like 20 years ago? How long is you just...
I stopped smoking in 2007, 2008, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, you stopped long after, because I stopped smoking long before that.
Yeah. I stopped smoking like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
It was like in the early 2000s. Like
and why did you stop?
So I had something going on in my life, and like a Catholic who makes promises to saints and then does an offering.
Uh-huh.
Not all Catholics do that.
For Lent or something? Or?
No, it wasn't for Lent.
Oh, okay.
I wanted something to happen. And I said, God, if you grant me this, I will quit smoking for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And right then and there, I quit smoking.
Uh-huh.
I was half a pack, lighter, the whole thing. I threw it away in Brickell at CVS on Brickell. Just threw it out at the thing, and that's it. And I was like, okay.
So did God grant you?
He did.
Okay.
And I hadn't smoked for 6 months. And then I was going to start smoking again. And my brother said to me, it's already been 6 months, Betty. Like, why would you
start back?
Why would you start back?
Yeah.
And I said, you're right. He's like, try and see how much longer you can go.
Yeah.
And then I just kept going and going and going and going. And then one day I did smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I think I was with Guy maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a cigarette. And then that's it. And I came home or whatever. And I didn't feel like I needed a cigarette again. Like it didn't break me.
Yeah.
And I went months and months and months. And then I might see him again or might see Mim and then have a cigarette. And then I won't have it again for months and months and months. Yeah. And I don't crave it in between.
Yeah.
So I think that's why when I'm with them, it's easy to go back.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not going to go back full force.
You're not gonna go buy.
I mean, is that a healthy thing? Probably not. But I was never one of those people that hated smoking. Like I knew people that like, I hate smoking. I wish I could quit. It's such a crutch and yada, yada. That was never me.
Yeah.
I loved smoking. I loved everything about it. I loved the way it tasted. I loved the way it felt. I loved having a coffee in the morning with a cigarette. I love after a meal having a cigarette. I have done the wacky tobacco, and it's great to smoke a cigarette after doing some of that.
Oh, so you have wacky tobacco and then smoke a cigarette?
I would do that.
Oh,
because it would make the buzz more.
Oh.
But, having a cocktail and, so I always liked smoking. But I did that, and then I was like, okay, well, then that's it. It's probably a good idea that I quit. And that was it. But I think too, it makes it easier for me because I don't smell it. So I don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if there's people around me that smoke, but I don't know you, I would never ask you for a cigarette.
Yeah.
Because it's not,
Yeah.
But I think also because the smell doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I don't have a sense of smell.
Which is perfect because you don't. But does food taste different?
I don't know. I don't know if the food tastes the same to me as it does to you.
No, but I'm saying, do you think
this wine tastes good?
But do you think the food tastes the same to you as it did before? Or you don't?
I don't know
you don't
because I
remember?
lost my sense of smell when I was a little kid. I was little. I was like maybe 5, 6 years old when it happened.
I don't remember you not having a sense. Well, that's not something we would have talked about as kids.
No.
Yeah.
Remember, they didn't really have a Bath and Body Works that we would go and smell stuff.
Yeah.
No, I was a kid, and I didn't realize it because it's
okay.
not something that you realize you don't have. It's not like sight. Or...
Yeah. I wondered, did you have a bad cold or something? Or?
No, I got hit in the head. I think that's what it was. I don't know because I never went to a doctor because I didn't realize it happened until I was much later and much older. But I was playing with my cousins and I fell on the front patio and it was a cement patio. And I remember waking up and being on my grandmother's couch. So at some point, I must have hit myself hard enough in the back of the head that I passed out. That's the only thing that I can think of that might have caused it.
Yeah.
Because some people say, well, because you were such a smoker. Well, smokers smell.
Yeah.
My dad was a smoker for years.
Yeah.
And my dad couldn't be around anybody that smoked because it bothered him so much after he quit smoking.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, well, that's not the case.
Yeah.
I had my adenoids removed, but a lot of people have their adenoids removed and they can still smell.
Did you have your adenoids removed when you were a kid?
I was 7 when I had my tonsils removed.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But I have some farty friends, so it's not a bad idea to not have a sense of smell.
And I did have eggs today because I was.
Don't even.
But I haven't been gassy for whatever reason. So what do you want to talk about next time on our podcast?
I think it might be fun to talk about. Oh my God, I need to talk about menopause because I think I was spotty this morning and it freaks me out.
Well, I don't even know if I'm in menopause because they say every time you have a period, it starts it back up.
It starts all over again.
And I had one in June.
This past June when we were on the cruise?
Right before we went on the cruise, and I hadn't had one since January.
Oh, yeah, no.
But then I had again in July.
You got to start all over again.
So I'm back at square one.
So I haven't had one since October. So I got to make it to this October. So I don't know what was going on this morning.
Oh, no, you started back over then.
But it wasn't really spotting. Like, I can't tell what it was. Maybe it's a UTI. UTI.
Oh, that's crazy. I'd rather have a UTI.
Well, just a little UTI. I don't want to start from scratch again. I've had my period since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, but even if you start from scratch, it's not like, oh my God, you got to do something about it.
No, but can I still get pregnant? Because let me tell you, if I can get pregnant because of this DeSantis bullshit, I'm dropping the baby off in front of the State House in Tallahassee and let him fucking raise it.
We're going to raise that old baby. We're going to raise that old baby and we're going to...
No, I'm dropping it off.
No.
I'm dropping it off on DeSantis'
We're going to have a big
doorstep.
old
let his
baby shower. And they don't even have like those little Cuban stores that have all that frilly stuff anymore.
I remember La Canastilla Cubana?
Yeah. I got a bassinet from Michaela at
I don't think they have those anymore. The hell, they don't even have Babies R Us anymore. People put their registry on Amazon.
Yeah, so you put it on Amazon and say I'm a mother over 50 and I need some help with this baby. And what's an old Spanish name? Because we have old names for a baby. If I had an old baby, it would be Sadie for a girl. What's an old Spanish name?
I can name her after my grandmother, Clara.
That doesn't sound old enough. We need something almost biblical.
Methuselah?
Yes. Methuselah
Reyes.
Methuselah Betty. You gotta keep the Betty. Now,
no, we're gonna name her Ronnie DeSantis because that's just gonna raise her.
I got a question. Is your mother's name Betty or Beatrice? And is your name Betty or Beatrice?
My mother's name is Beatrice. My name is Betty.
Oh, okay.
She wanted a version of her name that was American.
Oh, okay. Because I always wondered, were you both Bettys?
No, she's Beatrice.
Oh, okay.
And I'm Betty.
And you're Betty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody assumes. But she wanted Betty because she thought Beatrice is too.
Yeah, that's a little old.
It's a little old. Because she was named after like a great aunt or something.
Yeah.
And then she wanted something similar.
But
she didn't want to do like Elizabeth or, nothing that.
Yeah.
So she just went with Betty.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't screw it up. Betty.
So is that it for PB&J, the first series?
Yeah, I don't even know how long we went.